Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you can be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe and notify button right next to the little notify bell, on the YouTube. If you're on the iOS podcast app or whatever great podcast app you're using to listen to Going In Raw, be sure to leave us a rating or a review and hit the subscribe or download button. It really goes a long way towards helping Going In Raw. It's completely free and easy. You can also find us at Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson, where we've been sending out these Friendo care packages to our $20 and up patrons. One pledge of $20. Once we get your money at the end of the month, we will go ahead and send you out a Friendo care package. You get an autographed Stephen Larson Going In Raw postcard. You will get stickers. There's stickers here of me and Larson, and then the Going In Raw logo right there. You get that.
Yeah.
You get a poster where you then get the pleasure of choosing who you want on your wall. Top-notch Super Best from Fun Wrestling, or Mecha Santa from W. Steve W. Wow. Anti-Mecha Santa sentiment in the house. And for our main event, we have an autographed Stephen Larson Going In Raw comic book. Exclusive to Patreon. It's a fun Stephen Larson adventure with all sorts of shenanigans.
It's a brand new adventure.
It's a brand new adventure.
One that can only happen in the pages of a comic book.
And you get to find out what happened in the immediate aftermath of Interdimension Tension with top-notch Super Best.
What could it be?
I don't know.
What could it be?
It was a lot of fun doing that.
You did a good job, Steve.
I appreciate that.
I don't know if I tell you that enough, but you did a good job.
No, you do. Every time we do this, you tell it to me. It's good. It's all good. Anyways, this is our dirt sheet edition of Going In Raw. We are going to be talking about pro wrestling news.
Well, the first story is just kind of tangentially pro wrestling news because it involves Vince McMahon.
Oh, man. This press conference or this live stream. Yeah, it was a press conference.
It was like a conference call. Broadcast.
It was a live streaming
via internet.
I really wish. So the setup is this: Vince McMahon, just like that Brad Shepard fella tweeted out
months ago,
ages ago,
on this day.
Is this guy like a time traveler or something?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
He's a what is it called? A soothsayer.
He's Nostradamus.
Yeah,
the tea leaves. I was fascinated by Nostradamus.
Yeah, me too.
For a period, I think everybody.
You've seen that Orson Welles hosted.
It's the best. The man who saw tomorrow. Yeah. The opinions expressed in this production are not those of the producers, certainly not mine. Why are you guys making it then? Anyways, and why was that disclaimer in there?
Maybe he wanted to put that in there.
Well, he should have just called him, said it to him about himself. I certainly don't believe the things I'm talking about in this show.
I don't know. You have to ask him.
He's dead.
I know.
He's dead. Anyways, the XFL is back. Vince McMahon announced on January 25th, on Thursday, yesterday, that the XFL is coming back, and he, like we said, he live streamed press conference
about a half hour.
I really wish this was Vince in like a V-neck white cotton t-shirt in front of his Skype web. Really, I just wanted like the Vince Russo podcast setup.
Yeah,
I just wanted him in 5 frames a second. Linda milling about in the background,
some buffering going on.
Exactly, but man, did he seem like?
He seemed tired.
He seemed immediately annoyed with all these questions.
Oh, he did. There's several heavy sighs in response to questions.
Well, somebody said it was what preceded. What had preceded? It was like a 2-part question. And the second part was are they going to be in San Diego? But what preceded that?
I don't remember.
Something else. And he said, "Oh no!" They said, "Is Pittsburgh on your radar?" We don't know what cities are on my radar yet.
Yeah.
This is 2 years away.
I know. It's like I don't remember how far along they were with, certain details when they announced the XFL the first time.
Right.
Saying they were only a year away from playing actual games. Yeah. I assume they are a lot more. But if you're giving yourself 2 years to set up teams, let them practice, let them get organized, then they really got to hurry up with getting the teams cities named.
It's going to be a year before they figure. You're right. It's going to be a year before they figure out the details they already had in place when they announced the first one.
And they're still going to just have like a year to get the teams put together, and the football's still going to be crap.
There are no details.
No.
None. Like this entire press conference was about how little details there actually are beyond the year 2020, which I think in Vince's mind probably feels like it's 2050 or something.
I know.
Because 2 years is not that long amount of time when you have so few actual details.
I know,
here.
or at least so few details he wants to share. This is what we learned, the few details that we know. The league is set to launch in early 2020. Vince said during the press conference that he envisions games starting in January or February.
So about 2 years from now.
Exactly 2 years from now. So pretty much right after the Super Bowl, XFL kicks off.
Yeah, the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, mid-February then.
Yeah.
Some other things worth mentioning.
It'd be great if he started his season Pro Bowl weekend, the week before the Super Bowl.
Oh, so this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
No one watches the Pro Bowl anyway.
We're kicking it off.
More people.
Everybody gets a bye next week.
More people be interested in the Pro Bowl than the XFL.
Yeah, probably.
The league will start, as he said, I think start small with 8 teams.
Yep.
Each team with 40 players, so that's 320 players. They're going to need that don't want to play in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Though no cities have been chosen yet to host any of the teams. And Vince, in this press conference, promised a fan-focused product. With the game itself being shorter and faster. He wants games around 2 hours, which takes about an hour out of the games now. And one of the things he suggested...
The only suggestion he
cutting
had...
out 14 or so minutes of halftime.
Yeah, cutting out halftime was the only suggestion he had to keep the game faster.
No, what he's going to have to do is do it like college basketball. It's 2 halves.
Did anybody ask him for specifics on what else could get the game? That's one question I wish somebody would have said was, what other ways could you possibly envision making the game faster?
5-minute quarters.
Faster players.
So, shorter field?
Yeah, shorter field.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, he also,
shot clock.
I know. Yeah, I know. Well, there's a
game
play
clock.
Yeah. He said it will be more family friendly while still being football.
Yeah.
He also suggested the league will be available through a variety of platforms, both broadcast and streaming, and he kind of imagined like a customizable presentation. He said, so, like traditional fans of football can watch it a certain way, whereas people who are on their phone all the time can watch it another way. I imagine it's something like you can choose your camera angles and stuff like that. Yeah. XFL by and large was garbage.
Yeah, sure.
But the one innovation that has survived is the camera that kind of goes behind the team that's on the wire.
Oh, yeah.
That was first utilized.
Oh, that's interesting.
At least for football in the XFL.
Yeah, okay, all right. I never did see. You watched the documentary, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't. I need to. I like to.
It was good. And I think Vince said one of the reasons they brought it back or something, or someone asked him about that because of the documentary.
No, he said it's not. He said that wasn't. He said it wasn't the reason. Anything anybody said, was it Trump? Was it the current state? Was it the documentary? He said no, it's none of that.
Something
stuff.
I've been blinded for a long time. He said.
Yeah.
Even though the changes he's making to the game that he announced all sound like he read a survey about why people don't watch NFL anymore and just said, okay, we're not going to do any of those things.
It all seems very reactionary to very recent events.
Yes.
He does. He definitely goes into detail in terms of the kneeling for the national anthem stuff.
He does to
standing
a point
for the national anthem. Well, he says
it's a time-honored tradition to stand for the anthem. But when people ask him, will players
be penalized or suspended if they kneel?
Yeah, will they essentially be forced to stand for the anthem? And
they'll all be expected to follow the rules.
He says that, and he says standing for the anthem is a time-honored tradition.
Yeah.
That's what he says. He won't say no, or he won't say yes, players are expected to stand.
He looked like, after being quizzed by all these people, that he had immediate regret on his face.
I know.
As
soon as the floor was open to questions.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the case.
Exactly.
Anyways, he mentioned, Vince did, that he will not be out front and be the face of the league. In fact, he said something like, this will probably be the last time you see me.
Well, they asked specifically, will we see any crossover between XFL, WWE? Will you use any announcers from WWE?
Any talent whatsoever.
There will be zero crossover. You will not see any hint of WWE.
He intends to hire executives to run all the operations, and that he will continue his current duties as CEO and chairman of WWE.
That's fine. I just don't want him at Gorilla, but it sounds like he's still going to be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, if he's going to hire people, he'll get his daily report on the status of XFL.
I wonder, though.
I will. He realized, I guess, one problem with the original XFL, the football was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned several times that he wants to improve the quality of play. I don't know how he's going to do it.
Yeah.
But at least that's on his radar.
Well, he also specifies that no criminality will be allowed. So if anybody has even the smallest of dust-ups, a DUI on your record, who half my friends back when I lived in L.A. had DUIs on their record. And that was when I was in my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't have that on your record. And so that eliminates a lot of people. You know, NFL players, football players are free spirits, man. Have you seen Any Given Sunday? Free spirits.
All right.
Telling you. They're going to have a hard time hiring a bunch of football players without anything on their record. They have to go and recruit from the church leagues. Do they have church league football?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Probably, huh? Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's just, people make mistakes.
Yeah.
People get arrested for things. They serve their time. Why would that then preclude them from serving in the XFL? I mean, here's the thing. Where are they going to be getting players from?
See, that's the question. The NFL is still going to be the goal for people in college playing football. So
because who's the highest paid player in the league right now? It's probably a quarterback.
Yeah, it is
right?
a quarterback. It's either Aaron Rodgers. Oh, it's probably Matthew Stafford.
Okay, yeah. And how much is he making?
Oh, like $30 million.
A year, right? Yeah. And he probably is like in a 5-year contract?
Something like that.
Right, $150 million, which is, a third over what the budget of the XFL is.
I know. So you're lucky if you're a top paid player in the XFL and be probably making six figures.
Yeah.
So what they're looking at is players on NFL practice squads, players that didn't make it out of camp with NFL teams.
Yeah.
Maybe players like Johnny Manziel, who had one run in the NFL, due to his own issues, didn't make it. He's in the process, I believe, of trying to rehabilitate his football career.
Yeah, Johnny Criminality. That guy has a rap sheet.
That's true. He either was courting or is being courted by a CFL team. I don't know if anything ever came of that. This might be an option, assuming he's still not playing football in 2 years.
Yeah.
Someone brought up Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
And Vince, he's playing minor league baseball now.
They brought up Tebow and Kaepernick, which I don't believe for a second Kaepernick would want any part of this.
No.
He sort of moved on to a new phase of his life.
Yes.
And Tebow, I think I've liked his philosophy of it's NFL or bust, That's his goal as it pertains to football. Now in baseball, he's paying his dues there.
Well, there's no other way to do it.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so
but even then it's a long shot for him to make it to the Mets.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal. Like it would be an ideal situation for the XFL if they could get Tim Tebow, because he does have a spotless record. He does actually seem like I don't think that guy's. He doesn't have any record. He doesn't have any police issues or criminality. In the words of Vince McMahon, he's a God-fearing man.
Where is the line drawn on criminality? Like if you forget to pay your taxes 1 year. I mean,
that's pretty big. That's bigger than DUI, I think, man.
Yeah. What if you just don't pay your parking tickets?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I've done that before. I don't know what the infraction line is there. I'd like to know these things.
Yeah, he says there's going to be a rule book that every prospective player will get before signing their contract.
Some sort of rule book, or I think he said booklet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he specifically said booklet.
So it would be like 10 pages?
With like little line drawings of, people doing, like a guy being arrested with a big X through it.
Maybe.
A guy, mowing his lawn with a yes, do that. Pick up after yourself.
Yeah.
No littering.
I mean, when we heard that the XFL was going to be a thing again, and we were like, okay, this is what we imagine it's going to be, and it's probably going to be crap. But let's hold out hope that it won't be that.
Yeah, right.
This press conference pretty much presented everything like the worst case scenario.
It's also kind of like it's contradictory. He wants to improve the quality of the play. You don't have the money to do that because you can't hire NFL guys.
Nope.
There is no higher quality of play than we're getting right now every Sunday during the fall and winter.
Yes.
That doesn't happen. And so, and then there was a question, well, with concussions and CTE these days, What are you going to do about
He
that?
pretty much punted on that. He said, "Oh, we're gonna make the game as safe as possible. Still gonna be football." Yeah, it's football. It's a violent game.
We're going to bring in, and he kept on repeating this line. We're going to bring in experts.
Yeah.
All the experts.
I know.
They're going to be football experts.
He also said the XFL would have nothing to do with politics or social issues. He wants the focus to be on football, but by doing that, it is kind of a political move.
In making the rule that you must stand during the national anthem at this point is a political statement to be made. And so yeah, I don't know. I think it's so very silly. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of these other. Yeah, he said that people would be still allowed, though, apparently in this rule book of his, this booklet.
Oh, social media could be their outlet.
They can go to Twitter and or Facebook, and retweet all the, Russian bots that they want or make statements about whatever they want in their social lives.
He just wants to keep it off the field.
Yeah, just keep that off the field. So, I don't know, man. Who knows?
It's not going to be very good.
It's not going to be very good.
No.
It's going to be a mess.
It's going to be probably not good football.
Yeah.
The games are going to seem too short. 2 hours. You're cutting like a third of the game out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they going to have no instant replay?
Well, yeah, that slows the game down. We're looking to improve the quality of play and make it faster.
It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I just
don't know how they're going to speed up the game. Yeah. That's a lot.
I don't know. What? It's 12 minutes per quarter?
Yeah.
12 minutes a quarter?
15, sorry, 15.
15? Okay. Bring it down to 8.
Okay, still then you're only cutting out. This is about half.
Well, you're cutting out a lot.
Cut that out and then halftime too.
Yeah.
They should just do halves, not do quarters.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
2 15-minute halves.
Yeah.
Or 20-minute halves.
Yeah.
But halftime's kind of important for players and coaches.
It's very important. It's where you make your adjustments.
You go in there, you make adjustments. You rally your team or reinforce what they're doing right.
Regroup.
It's a very important part of the process.
I know. Tell that to Vince.
I don't know if Vince really understands football.
I don't think Vince. I'll be honest with you.
He wants to simplify the rules. I mean, the game is pretty simple.
I will be completely honest with you. This honestly felt like he got the assets together, the logo, the new revamped logo, the new little video package, whatever they did. He figured out how to live stream, and then he went up there in front of people, and he had no idea. He just he might have a little list scrawled out on a napkin. This game, from him, maybe he was sitting at a bar or something, which I don't know if Vince does that. And this game is still on. Make it faster. He writes that. Make it faster. Writes that down.
Are they going to have like a mercy rule? If some team's getting beat real bad, they just quit. They stop
there you
the
go.
game?
The game is stopped. Yeah. There you go. Didn't have any specifics on what cities. Didn't have any specifics on.
I still don't know how he's going to make the rules simpler.
I don't know, man.
I don't get it.
Family friendly. Here's the thing about family.
Why keep the name? It's supposed to be Extreme Football League.
Yeah. What does the X stand for now? I did like your idea.
Extra.
Yeah. It's just an additional
You
superfluous.
Have it around if you want it.
Exactly. It's yours if you want it. January, February comes around. You're
still thirsty for football.
That was kind of the pitch of the XFL in the first place. Yep. Well, February's come around. Super Bowl's done with. You still want some football? Here you go. Here's some more football.
Here, we promised a lot more violence, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Back XFL. Then, no. My favorite was the no fair catch on a
until
kickoff.
The first person got basically decapitated out there, and they changed that rule.
How would you not see that coming? Why? How much would it suck to be the first idiot to be like, oh, God damn it.
And I think they couldn't have a blocker in front of him, too. There's no fair catch, and you couldn't have a blocker there.
If you're going to have that rule, you have to understand going in what's going to happen.
You got to understand that anybody fielding punt is going to run the opposite direction where the ball is going so they don't get laid out.
Exactly. It's like you just commit to it. Just let's see different people get killed every single week. Oh man! Did they
used to open the game with a scrum instead of doing a coin flip? They toss the ball on the ground and make people fight for it.
Wait, did they do that?
Yes.
Was that in the documentary?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to watch that. That's amazing because I actually like that idea.
Until someone gets hurt.
I know. If you're gonna make
the coin flip,
here's also the thing about making it family friendly. So you're a dad. I'm a dad. We've done family activities. When I go out and I take the entire family out to do an activity, I really want the price per head to be like $5.
Yeah.
Because then we're talking about, $30 that I got to spend on the entire family just to get into the place, let alone concessions. One thing about taking your family out is you want that shit to last long.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's your day.
Yeah.
It's your Sunday. You're taking the entire family out to the zoo or the freaking fair or whatever you're doing.
A 3/4 empty football stadium.
Exactly. Which Vince McMahon, the owner, wants to be done with real quick.
Yeah.
You get there an hour and a half later, this game's done.
I know.
They're up 49-0. Time to finish. It's mercy rule.
Mercy rule.
Exactly. Oh man. Can we is there any face painting? No, get out of here. Leave me alone. I only rented the stadium for 3 hours. That includes
That's another
cleanup.
issue is where they're going to play these games, because they're not going to have these games in NFL size venues because there's going to be no one there.
Yeah, right.
They can't even have them in most college venues because they're too large. We're talking MLS soccer stadiums, maybe
High school stadiums.
20,000 seat venues at best.
At most, yeah. There's a frisbee park near here.
There you go.
That has like a clearing nearby of just grass. Maybe they can play it there.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a church nearby that has like a big clearing of grass, like a soccer field.
For example, they're going to build a soccer stadium someday, hopefully here
Yeah,
in
sure.
Sacramento for Sacramento Republic down the old rail yards downtown. I would imagine that'd probably have a 20 to 30,000 seat
Right,
capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be the goal.
Yeah.
Because it's still going to be a challenge
What
to fill
is-
that place.
what is-
The San Diego Chargers are playing in the LA Chargers now. It's be hard saying that.
Yeah,
LA
it's weird.
Chargers.
It's weird.
They are this season. They played in the LA Galaxy soccer stadium. This is a professional NFL team.
Yeah.
And they had trouble filling that place.
Yep.
Why does Vince think the XFL, if they're going to have a team in Los Angeles, is going to fare any better?
Where did the Surge play? Was it Sac State? Okay, yeah, and that's probably 15,000. You think 10,000? Yeah, okay,
Yeah, probably 15. It's a
Okay.
decent sized place. I
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to a
yeah.
game there before.
yeah,
But that was a place that was way smaller, and they quickly put up additional bleachers to increase the capacity.
yeah.
I don't think it was ever meant to be a permanent facility,
Oh yeah,
because I think it's still the same way. It's just bleachers kind of stacked on top of each other.
yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. It was good for a laugh because there were so many heavy sighs during that live stream. Like he seemed so irritated with
It
everybody.
seemed like he definitely did
And
not want to be there.
There are always those like amazing moments where like,
Okay, next up we've got,
Hi, they announced such and such from this outlet,
Stephen Larson from the Going In Raw podcast.
and then Vince says, "Hello, Stephen Larson."
hello, Stephen Larson.
Hi, Vince.
Vince,
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
can you hear me?
Hello?
Talking over each other. I can hear you.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, can you...
What's your
Vince,
question?
I have a question.
So awkward. It's great. I loved it. How can we get on that press conference? I want to get on a
know.
press conference.
I know, me too.
Hi, Vince. Question for you. Are you going to keep away from the gorilla position? Can you just stay away from the... Are we good now, Vince?
No.
No. Oh, my goodness. All right. Anyways, let's talk about Enzo. Ugh.
If we must.
Yeah.
So there have been some developments since we last spoke about Enzo's situation on Tuesday. Here they are. Sam Cook, who described himself as a former friend of the accuser. I think Fightful was able to independently verify that. I think they've done some YouTube videos together.
The accuser, Philomena Sheehan,
Yeah.
verified that they were friends
Yeah.
too.
Anyway, Sam Cook posted a video Tuesday afternoon where he disputed the accusations made by Philomena Sheehan, providing alleged texts that contradicted her account of events. And then Sheehan, this bit's from Wrestling Inc., then posted a tweet which has since been deleted, saying that those texts were taken quote taken out of context. Fightful.com provided some additional details about why Omori was released by the WWE, saying that they had been quote told by multiple sources that WWE were livid because Enzo was aware of the allegations and didn't inform them before it broke Monday. PW Insider confirmed Fightful's reporting, saying, quote, "We are told that WWE management was completely unaware of the allegations and the criminal investigation to the October 2017 Phoenix incident until members of the media reached out Monday afternoon after it broke on Twitter. When the company learned of the allegations on Twitter, we are told that Omori was approached and asked about them. According to numerous sources, while Omori denied the allegations were true, he acknowledged that he knew about the investigation. From WWE's perspectives, we are told by sources the fact that Amore had been aware of the criminal investigation yet failed to inform WWE management about it led to his immediate suspension and expulsion from the Barclays Center. Apparently, he was supposed to take on Goldust at Raw 25, and then the Dudleys were going to do the up to him.
He was in the Heath Slater role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PW Insider adds, quote, the decision to terminate Amore the next day was, again, not a belief internally that Amore was guilty, but a determination that Amore failing to inform the company was, as several people described it, the last straw for Amore within the company.
Yeah, it was after obviously there had been some relatively publicized. They brought up the
bus thing.
The bus thing on that Corey Graves
Straight
show.
to the source?
Straight from the source?
Or to the source?
Yeah, I don't know. Straight to the source, probably.
Yeah. During Enzo's interview on that show.
I guess he denied on the show, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But apparently this is
But they've addressed, his locker room issues on WWE television product too, I believe, right?
Yeah.
But he was supposedly kicked off a bus. Was dressing in a separate locker room.
Yeah. So this is a big old who knows. Apparently it's going to be a couple weeks before the police have any more statements to be released or any more info about the investigation. Who knows? But it looks like, so there had been some reports that there's been no info in terms of who the 205 Live GM is going to potentially be. The only name that had even been sort of been out there was Summer Rae's.
Yeah, Wrestling Observer.
But that was like from months ago.
Yeah, and she was released before that ever came to fruition.
Yeah, and apparently they said they went back on that because apparently she's just too tall. She's taller than most of the guys in the division. So they're like, that would look weird. Yeah, probably going to be a while before there's more info. Leave it at that. Next up, we've got huge plans in the works for The Miz.
We don't. WWE has huge plans.
Oh, I'm in on this, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm all in on this. The Miz, all in, confirmed for the Cody Rhodes show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually.
No.
WrestleMania, big plans for Miz, and his name is Braun Strowman.
Yeah, this is according to the Wrestling Observer himself, and the latest edition of the newsletter, Meltzer, says The Miz is in line for a huge match at WrestleMania.
Huge.
He'll be defending the Intercontinental title against Braun Strowman, and according to Meltzer, this matchup is why Miz defeated Reigns in a fairly and relatively clean fashion.
I'm telling
Make him
you,
look
man.
strong, man.
That's crazy. There is so many other ways that they could have made Miz look strong. I think it made Roman look weak.
It's fine. Roman's going to look plenty strong after he beats Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Maybe it'll be Daniel Bryan.
After he wins the Rumble.
After Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble.
After you can pick Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble in our predictions video.
He should have been my dark horse.
He's mine.
I'm gonna change. Oh, he's yours, really?
Yeah.
Can I change mine to that?
No.
Really?
No, the video's already been uploaded.
What a bummer.
It might actually be up by now before this episode comes
Oh
up.
Dear. So yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. Miz was named by, was it Rolling Stone or Sports Illustrated?
Rolling Stone Wrestler of the Year.
Wrestler of the Year.
WWE Wrestler of the Year.
Absolutely, man. That's fantastic. The guy works really hard. He's always around.
There's one potential issue though. His child is the due date is I think 2 days before WrestleMania.
It's the 6th.
Yeah,
That's
wonder, 2 days before WrestleMania.
You don't think that's fake though? That might be fake, man. They got the cameras in there with Miz and Reese. Have you seen the GIF of it? Like the GIF or GIF? Look, it's wrestling. Everything's fake. You don't
Not
think,
everything.
You don't think they can fake a hospital room where the doctor says April 6th is the, and Miz is like, can you work with us on this? Because that's WrestleMania, literally 2 days away. Come on. It's probably like, what's before April? March 31st. Or like April 16th. They got some fake doctor. That's what you think Vince McMahon really got.
I'm not disputing.
He was in the
anything
hospital
you're
back
saying.
in the Attitude Era.
Do you think there's a gorilla position in this hospital where Vince or Kevin Dunn is directing the scene?
Right next door is where Mae Young gave birth to a hand. I'm telling you.
No, that was just obviously backstage at one of the shows.
Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you think that now it? I don't know. What are the odds you think that due date is fake? You have to say 50-50.
Well, it's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible. Yeah. Okay, those are good odds.
We'll see how often it's brought up on TV. If it's brought up a lot on TV,
I think they're going to use that in storyline.
Then it could be.
And Any chance Miz goes over Braun at Mania?
I'd be surprised because
But it's not a 2% chance.
No. Here, I'll say it for this reason: Miz, as a new father, I would expect him to take a little bit of time off, and if he's going to do that, it would make sense for him to drop the belt to Braun.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not thinking he's going to take 2 months off.
Let me ask you this:
He'll
now.
take a few weeks.
Who are people going to be cheering for at Mania?
This could be a split crowd.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, if it's split, it's going to be 60-40 split, and it's going to be 60 Miz.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I do, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know how much you can heal up a guy whose due date is at Mania. Meanwhile, you have Braun, who's a monster. Granted, people love him.
Yeah,
people love him. I love him.
Everybody loves Braun.
Everybody loves Braun. Well, there's a couple things at play here. Number one, I would really love to see a 24 on the. I want to see Braun and Miz interacting
Backstage, hanging out.
Yeah,
like say.
I want Braun to be
How
around
about this?
when they find out that she's going into labor.
Yeah, how about that? No, this. Say Maurice goes into labor on the 4th. So Miz hops on a plane. If he's on the road, goes back home. He's there for the birth on the 4th or 5th. On the 7th, he's flying back to New Orleans to be in his match. And that bit backstage where Miz is showing pictures of his newborn to Braun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because chances are, dude, okay, so if the due date is actually on the 6th, they can, like, when is it, like, super safe to induce? Like, there's a pretty decently big window. Yeah. So I don't know. They can medical stuff is advanced enough right now. They can manipulate.
For all we know, they've already scheduled the C-section.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's fun. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. Because I love Miz.
I think this would be fantastic. This
I
goes
love
all the
Miz.
way
I
back
love Braun.
to TLC.
Yeah.
So
this is gonna be a huge match. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. If they I don't know how they're gonna play this, but if they play it right, Miz can get a massive reaction if he somehow beats Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. How great is this for the Intercontinental Championship?
Fantastic.
It's huge for the IC title.
Whoever comes out of that match with the belt is going to do wonders for that person and the belt. It's going to be great.
Yeah, doesn't matter who gets it. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Let's
talk
see.
about a former Intercontinental Champion, that being Daniel Bryan. There's been a lot of speculation lately, including by us, that he could maybe show up at the Rumble in some sort of in-ring wrestling capacity. And odds makers or bettors out there must agree because his odds to win the Rumble gone through the roof.
Okay, here's
the
thing.
last week or two.
So people sometimes have an issue with us talking about betting odds. We're not talking about anybody else in the Rumble because this Daniel Bryan thing is so weird. It has to be talked about because he hasn't been cleared.
According to Meltzer in the newsletter, still not been cleared.
Still hasn't been cleared. So the actual chances in reality seem impossible. But then he is really high on the betting odds.
We won't say where, just high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's, and my thing is, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious who would be high up in the top 5. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
We won't talk about any of that stuff because those are all people currently in stories, and those kind of all make sense.
Yeah.
Like
if Daniel Bryan was in the top 10, all right, that makes sense. For him to be higher than that is insane.
There's so it feels like there's something happening. There was Meltzer mentions in the newsletter the idea of Bryan perhaps entering the Rumble late at number 30 or 29 and winning without taking a bump. Somebody mentioned on Twitter that I saw, and I forget who it is, mentioned it would be fun if the before 30 comes out, if there are 2 people left in the ring. Like the final 4 ends up being, the final 3 really.
Yeah.
But before the last one comes out, the 2 remaining eliminate each other. And so everybody's waiting for the last number to be called to see who's winning the Rumble because that person just shows up and wins.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great scenario.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Which is a fantastic scenario and has never been done.
Yeah.
That could be Daniel Bryan.
Could be.
That could be a way to go. I personally, here's my thing. For anybody bitching about me talking about that right now, I don't think there's a chance in hell of that happening.
No.
I do not believe that's going to happen at all. And I think it's going to happen even less now that I've mentioned it on this show.
Yeah. Randy Orton's still winning the Rumble,
Randy
right?
Orton's still winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we think.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't even, honestly, I have not even looked at the betting odds.
No, I stopped looking at them about a week before the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So, but the Daniel Bryan thing keeps on popping up, and so it's.
And he just said, I think he was on an interview with Pete Rosenberg, where he said, if he's not allowed to wrestle in WWE, he won't resign to be general manager.
Right? Yeah. I think he hates doing that.
Yeah,
God,
if he's still is cleared to wrestle by all the other doctors that he's spoken to, he's going to go somewhere else and wrestle.
Yeah, for sure.
Stick around there.
There's also somebody noted again. I forget. There's a list of I don't know how legit it is, but apparently there's a list of all the signings happening at Axis.
Oh,
WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, and
he right now is the only person listed on Sunday. And somebody noted on Twitter, the only other people, like last year, nobody who signs on Sunday is ever at Mania.
Yeah,
is on the actual show itself.
Huh.
Take that for what you will.
That's interesting.
I don't even know if the list is legit, but it's a dirt sheet. That's what we know, the dirt sheet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would. I think I'll put it this way: it would be really fascinating for him to win the Rumble. I mean, let me ask you this: do you think that they would have him win in that fashion, knowing he isn't cleared, knowing he's not going to wrestle at Mania or until he is cleared, but to maybe sweeten the idea of him signing a contract? That seems silly, right?
If that's the carrot they're dangling, then no. There's got to be there's got to be matches attached to that.
I would think
it's like,
so.
here, we'll let you win the Rumble without doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
If you stick around for, like a main eventer type salary.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think he's interested in that.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
Money is not his motivator.
No, he wants to wrestle, man.
Yeah.
But
he'll get paid well to wrestle regardless where he goes.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, he'll get whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I don't know, kind of interesting. One last story, which is amazing, and it's at the Patreon. $5 every month, you get a weekly episode of Going in Raw non-news. It's news that is in the pro wrestling business that it's a bunch of garbage. This next story was waffling. The only reason we really put it here and not in non-news is because this episode needed to be beefed up a little bit to be podcast length. So, but it's also kind of cool. I like this story because of the validity of Hulk Hogan maybe joining Bullet Club.
Yeah, so he did an interview recently with AP talking about not being at the 25th anniversary of Raw. And during the interview, Hogan said that he speaks occasionally to Vince, but he's much closer with Triple H.
Yeah.
And that quote, I'm about
ready to jump on a plane and fly to Japan and get involved with that Bullet Club, man. I'm so excited about those kids, brother.
He can go up to Kenny and the Young Bucks and say, I'm the man.
Yeah, be great.
Young Bucks have said that they one of the Tokyo Dome shows, they wanted Hogan to walk out.
Yeah, no.
They said the only two people that they would want to join Bullet Club from, like outside of New Japan Ring of Honor are CM Punk and Hulk Hogan.
This is the crazy part. Wrestling Observer notes that there were negotiations a few months back for Hogan to be part of Bullet Club. That's insane. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Hogan was going to do that. He was going to be part of Bullet Club. The feeling was, this is according to Newsletter, the feeling was that Hogan wanted too much money and he'd bail on them the minute Vince called, which would happen at that point. And the feeling was that he was negotiating in the first place to get Vince to bring him back. And that has been his MO in the past. The first time he was going to work TNA, and also with that Jimmy Hart group years ago that he was going to be the face of, and then bailed because WWE was then interested in bringing him in rather than have him work elsewhere. So just a big old marketing ploy from
trying to get some leverage. Hulkamania.
What a bummer. It would have been great just to see him at Tokyo Dome, That'd have been awesome. Yay or nay? Awesome or no? You're shaking your head, but you're just agreeing with me, agreeing with myself.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been something else. Just the sight of it one time would have been fun. I don't need a story. I don't need him in a match. I definitely don't want him in a match.
Don't want him in a storyline. Don't want him involved in Bullet Club on a regular basis.
I think for me, more than anything, it would have been to see how much fun the guys in Bullet Club would be having with it. That's kind of the bigger thing.
Yeah.
It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
A lot of people know who he is. Anyways, yeah, fun stuff. Is that it for the show today?
That's what we
That's
got.
all we have today?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's kind
gosh.
of slow.
Slow news. We sort of dominate. Like I don't like talking about the Enzo stuff. It's all gross and bums me out. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Anyways, that's it for Dirt Sheet. Thanks for watching. Let's get some music.
Yeah.
Thanks, Holden. Oh, Sunday, Royal Rumble stream.
Reaction live stream.
Reaction live stream.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, check it out. Pacific time. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.